Hello and welcome to the 61st Annual Nautique Moomba Masters International Invitational, presented by GM Marine, coming to you from Melbourne, Australia. We're here along the picturesque Yarra River, which makes for the perfect location to host this prestigious event. Joining me to call all the action, my fellow commentator, Jared Faro.
Yes, thanks, Rob. And as you can see, the banks of the Yarra are absolutely filled with spectators waiting to see the world's best water skiers and wakeboarders in action on the Yarra River. And this year's event could not produce the high standard each and every year without our official towboat provider, Nautique. And coming up in today's telecast, we're going to start things off with our women's and men's slalom final. We'll then move into the exciting women's and men's tricks. Then we'll go through to the women's and men's wakeboarding, and we'll round things out with the women's and men's jump final.
And we're starting today's events with women's slalom. Competitor number one from the USA, Erika Lang, on a 14.25 metre line. There's 6 turn buoys in all in the slalom event. Also, you need to negotiate the entrance and exit gates. Centre of the course to the turn buoys is 11.5 metres. And we have a panel of 5 judges scoring the event as we see Erika Lang complete her first pass, 14.25 metre rope length.
And now as she comes back from the Melbourne City end, we take a piece of that line off. This is now a 13 metre line. They get a good start here. She does, breaks forward a tad, loses a little bit of angle across course, but she's still on the pass. Nice long reach there at 3. She's a little bit shorter than some of the competitors we'll see as we move through this field of 7, but she makes it around buoy number 6 and out through the exit gates there.
Well, just to make things a little more difficult, shortening the rope length to 12 metres in length, and Erika Lang turns around buoy 1. A little bit of slack rope, comes into buoy 2 and overturns 2, and a score will come through at 1.5 on the 12 metre line.
Now we go to our next competitor from Australia, the young 17-year-old Lara Butlin in here. This is now the 12 metre line, so she needs more than 2 to take the lead off Erika Lang. She's made it to 2. She gets a ski around 3, digs in deep. She's really working a 4, turns buoy 4. She's going to be inside 5 though, so a new leader with 4 on the 12 metre line for Lara Butlin. So as we go to replay, we have a look all the way back here at ball 1. She gets a nice start, gets that ski all the way around. She gets good angle across to 2. Was a little bit narrow, didn't quite get the ski around as much as she would have liked. She got the ski though to 3 ball, and she's really working her way down course here, Lara Butlin. She knew she'd taken the lead. She gets a ski around ball 4, and that's all she wrote there for Lara, just trying as hard as she could to reach ball 5, but unfortunately going inside.
Now also from Australia, Tayla Simmonds on a 12 metre line. Well, I think to take out the event, the girls are going to have to at least run this today, and let's see what Tayla can do. Turns around buoy 1, stands up a little out of 1. She's a little down course out of 2, but she's still in the game. Gets to 3, but she's late out of 3, and she'll have to settle for a score of 3 on a 12 metre line. Now we move to Chile and Valentina Gonzalez on a 12 metre pass. Can she be the first of the day to do so? Turns around 1, gets a good start, does Valentina. Takes in buoy 2, a little bit down course, but she's working hard. Well, she's still down course, but she's fighting all the way. Turns around 4. Oh, this is a great display of slalom water skiing. Hooks around 5, and Valentina Gonzalez runs the 12 metre pass.
And that just shows how strong an athlete Valentina Gonzalez is. And now she's going to be returning on the 11.25 line. So the rope is 1/4 metre shorter to reach the buoy. She starts all right at 1 here. She's going to take the S-turn back to the wakes and give herself a 2 on the 11.25, a new leader in this women's slalom final. We go now to Luisa Jaramillo of Colombia onto this 11.25 again from the city end. She needs more than 2 to take the lead. She gets a good start though, breaks forward. She's going to get to 2. She's not going to make 3 though. We have a tie with 2 on the 11.25 from Luisa Jaramillo of Colombia.
As we go to the replay, she gets a great gates, but just stands the ski up a little and loses angle out of 1. Fights all the way to get to buoy 2. Turns around 2, and really with the amount of speed she had, couldn't go any further and goes inside 3. We caught up with Luisa shortly after she skied on the dock.
It was very fun as always, like going out and skiing. It's incredible to ski here. It's our favorite tournament, and I'm just really happy with the score I was able to put up.
And now we're moving to Canada, and Neely Ross, our second last competitor in this field of 7, going to make this turn into the 11.25 gates. She gets there, starts at 1. Can she make it to 2? She does. She's going to S-turn as well. So 2 on the 11.25 for a 3-way tie for first place here, Rob. Going to be an exciting finish. So as we go to replay, we see the same thing as we saw from our last 2 competitors. Have a good start. She stood up nicely, got good angle across the ball 2, got the ski around, but decided that 2 was enough. She'll give herself every shot, and we caught up with Neely Ross on the dock.
Yeah, I don't know what was really going through my head. I was thinking of turning, and I thought I had a really good 1 ball, and I got out to 2. I felt pretty early, and I just didn't turn. I played it safe, and I S-turns.
So now to our top seed, Vanessa Vieke from Australia on the 11.25 metre line. She knows what she needs to do to take out the win. She's got to get to buoy 3, turns around 1. Oh, what a great start. Gets to 2. Oh, she's still in the game and gets around 3, and she's taken the title. Well, Vanessa Vieke, she's skied here as a competitor since junior ranks and now finally becomes, well, the queen of Moomba Slalom in 2022, winning the event, and you can see the load off her shoulders. Such an emotional time for Vanessa Vieke, now resident in South Palm Beach, Florida. We go to replay. Well, it's certainly worth watching again. A great start, so cool under pressure, and Vanessa now just waits for buoy 2. A little bit of slack line, but knew she could get to 3, turns around 3, takes the victory, and it's going to be great to catch up with Vanessa and just feel the emotion on the dock.
I told the boat crew on the first day, we're not in Kansas anymore. It's not, we don't ski in anything like this down in South Florida. But this is seriously the most incredible place on earth to ski. It is wild. We love it.
So your 2022 Women's Slalom Champion from Australia, Vanessa Vieke. In second place, Neely Ross from Canada. And rounding out the bronze medal, Luisa Jaramillo of Colombia.
And now we go to men's slalom. Our first competitor, Federico Jaramillo, starting on a 12-metre pass. Now, the boat speed has moved from 55 kilometres per hour up to 58 for the men. Conditions absolutely perfect out there on the Yarra for Federico. Gets to buoy 4, turns around 4. Great angle out of 4, turns 5, and no problems there on that 12-metre pass.
Yeah, looking nice and comfortable out there on the Yarra River as Federico now onto the 11.25. Knows he needs to get a score at least on the 10.75 to get him onto the podium. He's had a big one. He's now at 2. He's working his way down, though. He's a little bit slow out of 3. He's going to turn 4. He's late into 5, and unfortunately, he's not going to make it to 6. 5 on the 11.25 for Federico Jaramillo of Colombia.
Yes, now we go to Ben Stadelbauer, picking him up again on the 12-metre line. That's 35 off, turns around buoy 1. Stood up a little out of 1, turns around 2. Great angle out of 2. Well, he's definitely back on time now, is Ben Stadelbauer. Round buoy 4, takes in buoy 5, and no problems there at all on this 12-metre pass. Very comfortable indeed.
So now Ben Stadelbauer, who would normally come back on the 11.25, has opted up to the 10.75, an aggressive move here. If he doesn't complete this pass, his score will go back onto the 11.25. So here he goes, starts at ball 1. He's into it at 2 though. Oh, he's just overturned 2. So the official score will go down of 1.5 on the 11.25 for Ben Stadelbauer. You see him get good angle to ski, but his hips would drop back. Couldn't quite get to ski all the way around ball number 2, and going down there, Ben Stadelbauer with a disappointing 1.5 on the 11.25.
Now we move to a local lad from Australia, Thomas Ryan, on the 11.25 metre line. He knows he's got to run this pass, turns, gets a good start. Maybe it was too good. He couldn't handle the angle. Late into 2, he just got pulled out of alignment there. So we go to replay. He's got great angle, managed to hang onto it somehow, and was pulled back towards the boat. And around buoy 2 will be the final score, 2 on 11.25 for Thomas Ryan.
As we go now to our final Australian in this field of 7, Joel Howley, the 2019 World Slalom Champion, coming in now on the 11.25. Needs more than 5 to take the lead. He's working his way down this pass now. He's at 4. He is running late down course, though. He turns 5. He's going to work hard. He does. A long pull into buoy 6 and out the exit gates. We have a new leader with a completed 11.25, and he is going to come back now on the 10.75. Let's see if Joel can get a good start here from the Swan Street Bridge end now. Angles into ball 1. Snaps 1. Good start. start here. He's now at 2 nice and wide. He's going to work into 3. He's turned ball 3. He's on this. Joel Howley from Australia turns 4. He's around number 5, and he's going to complete the 10.75. Great work here, really stepping it up in this men's slalom final. And now from the city end on the 10.25. Angles in through the gates. Snaps ball 1, who is a little bit late out of 1. He turns 2. We have a new leader. Back to the wakes. Joel Howley from Australia, and he's happy about that.
And Joel Howley, an extremely happy man as we go to replay, just stood the ski up a little bit out of 1, had too much speed coming into 2, but he knew he was going to put together a good score, and he's extremely excited, is Joel Howley.
Very happy. There certainly is a couple of very good guys yet to come, so I don't know if it'll be enough. But when the tide's high, it's quite a bit more rolly than when the tide's low, so the current's really good at the moment, but it is very rolly, so I'm very, very happy with that score.
And great to see Joel Howley supporting one of our fantastic sponsors, DeWalt Power Tools. So Freddie Winter has completed the 10.75 metre line. We bring him back at 10.25. Eyes off the gates. Let's see what he can do here. He's got to get deep into this pass. Turns around by 1 miles of slack and just gets to 2, I think. And he does. So 2 at 10.25 ties the lead. Okay, we go to replay. Plenty of slack rope. Well, really, I don't know how he got to 2, but he did. Stretches, gets around 2, but it was impossible to get to 3, but he did get to the lead.
I'm disappointed. I mean, to be quite honest with you, mate, I've not been skiing so well back at home, so I'm happy to come here and run 10.75 3 times. But it felt good out there. It's as good as it could possibly feel out there, I think, and I kind of just screwed up. My first podium here, but I wanted to win this. It's the last thing I haven't won that I really wanted to win. And
So 2 competitors left. This is Thomas Degasperi of Italy now onto the 10.75. Good start here, the strong Italian. Beautiful turn at 2. He's working his way down this. Looks pretty comfortable so far though. Oh, breaks forward at 4 ball. He's in a bit of trouble. He's not going to make it to 6. 5 on the 10.75 for Thomas Degasperi of Italy.
Well, Nate Smith's our next competitor, final skier off the dock. He knows exactly what he has to beat. Here he comes on the 10.25. Well, 2 boys will tie for the lead, and Nate Smith knows exactly what he has to do as he goes through the gates. Keeps a cool head around 1, a little bit of slack rope, but locks into position really quickly. 2, oh, well, he did tie the lead, but he gets to 3. He gets around 4 now, hooks 4. Oh, can he possibly run this pass? He turns around 5. There's the course record, and there's a new course record as Nate Smith runs the 10.25 metre line.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have just witnessed history here on the Yarra River by Nate Smith of the USA. Not only has he won the title of the Moomba Masters Men's Slalom Champion, he has broken that course record, and he's the first person ever to run the 10.25 metre line on the Yarra River. We watch him. Watch the acceleration he gets out of boy number 4 there. He knew at this point here, if he gets a good 5, he's going to make it to 6. And what a performance. We're going to have our first time ever onto a 9.75 metre rope length coming right up here for Nate Smith.
Okay, here he comes from the city end at 9.75. Well, what can this superstar do? Angles through the gates, gets to 1, overturns 1 and loses the handle. But fantastic effort there from Nate Smith. Once again, we see him coming into buoy 1, stretches to buoy 1, too much slack to hang onto the rope. And let's get the first-hand comments as we join Nate Smith on the dock.
It's one thing to just ski on this river, but to put your name in a record book like Will Asher and I did a few years ago, to go out and just put up a score like that is pretty special. So bummed a little bit with just a half, but you know what? That leaves a little space for next time, you know?
And the official results posted now for men's slalom. Nate Smith from the USA in first place. Second to Freddie Winter. Third place, Australia's Joel Howley.